Hi guys, girl Ruth back again with another interesting topic. Okay, this one I'm gonna talk about Uranus and Libra because I'm a cusp of Uranus and Virgo and Libra, and I'm trying not to be a cusp of Uranus and Scorpio. Okay, so let's see. I wrote little notes about it, and then I'm gonna tell y'all my version as usual. Um, we say everyone is free to live a good life their way, respecting each other. That's how we see the things, okay? Um, Uranus and Libra is visionary, someone who sees the future with a plan in mind, a plan that involves the good of everyone around, something that was never done before by anyone else. They are logical, local, reasonable, and won't wallow in hopelessness and hopeless idealism. No, I might feel bad one day, but I'm gonna keep on going. Some say we are judgmental, not getting with the program. Let it be, go with the flow, as people say. We should do. Now let's look at this, organize some things. Let's start with relationships. So we're gonna organize some things. So they want to go with the flow. This is what my some of my experiences that I've seen and talked to people about, and wondering why I should go with the flow and not want the best. Okay. Okay. What you always been through. Let's start with family relationship, and keep in mind people do change. I change constantly. The Scorpio of my chart makes me make sure everything, but my love ain't going nowhere. Now, childhood, looking at my mother's, father, siblings, neighbors, relationship. Okay, seeing, excuse me, the disrespect and dysfunction of 98% of it, 98, and others settling led and having an argument and staying in together. They argue, whatever, and know they're not supposed to be together, but they do. For example, my grandpa, he married or was forced to marry his cousin. Okay, do you hear me? Because he got her pregnant. The family used to let him take her to dances, trusting him not to mess with her. Very prideful people. She so he did. Then we go to my mother, who was the same age as her. She's seeing this and confused as hell. Okay. He had already, well, after he married this girl, he raped her and everything. My mom and my grandma, her mother, all swept it under the rug, not wanting to hear what she was trying to say to tell her about him. My grandma loved him so much, and they were together when he was taking his young cousin everywhere. Check that out. Those are things that people want you to go with the flow with, okay? Now him and my grandma used to go clubbing together and have fun. He was on well, don't matter the sign. But when she had two girls with him and they left them alone for whatever reason, I don't know if they was going to work or whatever, they had an old fashioned fireplace with no covering, and the girls were cold, so they got too close to the fireplace and both burned to death. Okay, so when she prayed for another chance to have a child, she prayed for looks down to the T, to the last detail. She liked these, what they call them, Cupid dolls. Um, and the noses was pointed. They were real little noses, cute little noses. And so she asked for her daughter. She asked for a daughter. She asked for a girl to have that nose also. Now, when my mom was born, she got everything she wanted in my mother. So my mom came out looking at the Cupid doll. but her nose was too small, so she couldn't breathe good. Took her all kinds. She took her out to all kinds of doctors, but one told her to cross her across a body of water, and she did, and she got healed. My mom still do that today when she feeling sick or something. So time went on, and my mom stopped her father. Uh, well, this was after she married the lady. Stopped the father's rape. Never telling her mom. Then when my grandpa was still coming to the house, pretending that they had doing when he was with my grandma, he was still coming to the house, pretending that they still had a little perfect little family. Until my mom heard that he was getting married to his cousin, and let's see what I got. And our mom justified it as that little fast girl trapped him into getting her pregnant. He never married my grandma, okay? Ignoring her hurt, my mother, so now had to live with that shame. They didn't think about the kids back in those days. In those days and now too, people kept things hush hush until it blew up in their faces. Now enough of that hurt of hearing that. We go to another situation. Okay, let's go to another situation. And the whole neighborhood hold a little town. I was born in a little neighborhood, a little town, and most of my family had businesses, did a lot from their homes, and made their kids help, which is right. Okay, get your kids involved until they got grown. Then I would think they should have asked their hopes and dreams and help make the best that they could be, make them be the best that they can be in their dreams. But that didn't happen. They still wanted them to stay stuck. Most had had or forced to marry and move away in order to be free. Some of them made them marry people uh, for money's sake, and even my family was color sake. Most bright skinned and want to marry other bright skins that look white so they can pass by. Whatever happened during that time, but just the people did. That most blacks were so scared of whites, so-called whites, whatever keep calling, we're not crayons, but whatever. White people, they were scared to go downtown, which was not even close to the city downtown. Still, with the same fear from slavery, and most of the whites depending on the blacks to make their money and the town to function, but fear kept them away. So they still was fearing, not knowing they played a role in keeping this neighborhood going, okay? Not getting together with them. Some of us didn't care. We didn't fear. Some married whites. Me, I went wherever I wanted. I did. I went wherever I wanted to. Jim, I don't go downtown. I go downtown, get me ice cream, speak to people, and keep on moving. Keep it moving. My cousin, one of my cousins too. She was a Scorpio. Okay. Especially, we were rebellious. Still is. And I left when I was. We left in about the third grade, but we would go back and forth and visit. Um, and it was still the same. Okay, still the same in the neighborhood. Okay, that's another scenario. Okay, now another one. The city separated by status and race. They make those neighborhoods to keep certain people doing and being easier to control. Now this is what I'm looking at. I've always been a curious child. I always took time to look at all the situations around me. And when we moved to Houston, this is what I'm noticing in other states that we've been to. Too. That's when Eisenhower. I remember Eisenhower. Uh, wait a minute. In the 1949, they say that my research too, that President former whatever Eisenhower, um, they found a spaceship with aliens in it. I mentioned that on my other video, and I talked about this. Okay, in Uranus and Virgo. So they would put chemtrails, which is basically poison that force you to act a certain way. Like that. And making crime and not making you act a fool in order for them to make and prove their agenda to make fear of race and the reason why they separated on culture from the next. They separate people from culture. They'll make a fool over there, will put them in their neighborhood. Y'all know how it is, still is today. Now I felt that there was control, but I didn't know about the aliens. And I felt that as growing up, but I didn't know about the alien thing till lately. But I knew something was wrong when I was a child. I talked about this with my other on my other videos. Okay. No one enjoyed the true beauty. Okay, this is what I'm looking at as a child, as I'm coming outside of chaos, whatever. This is what I would enjoy. No one enjoyed the true beauty of Mother Nature, Mother Nature's land. They all, we all are programmed to want a piece of her, which I think she just want you to enjoy her abundance, her beauty, and which we will never own or take with us. Hopefully, we are lucky to leave it to our children, and they appreciate it, but that's a gamble. I've seen so much of children. These are what I'm seeing. Why they say that Libras, we judgmental or whatever. This is what I'm seeing. Why I feel the way I feel. Children disrespecting their parents, hard work, and leaving the land, home, whatever it may be, business. But that sometimes go to them getting their own and doing what makes them happy. Now, the ones that do that, I appreciate that, but there's still a respect. The small kids who didn't care about nothing are on drugs. They didn't care what happened to their family stuff. So the family legacy is lost. Not all, of course. Some are stuck in parents' dreams, miserable, honorable, and try to keep it going. All kinds of situations, going on. It's unhappy things. Unhappy. Then we have people doing all kinds of witchcraft, rituals to get what they want, right or wrong, because everything is so controlled. Because the higher ups beings know it too. So we got the beings, we got the president, we got down to the local people doing this all. So you're either forced to call on deities, good or bad, that you have to give them something. And those deities, of course, my research are the aliens. Some require some type of sacrifice. That's why a lot of children sacrifice whoever um, to get what you want. Love spells, whatever. Making someone love or stay with you because you think you love or just want them to use them in many type of ways. I saw a lot of this growing up. Okay. Well, the reason I talked about these different scenarios is to bring up people like me who want to see some of these things stop before I become corrupt and follow more of these ways. Okay, that's Uranus and Libra. That's how we feel. Okay, this only a little bit of scenarios as I've seen and still seeing. We see so much of the we see so much of the big picture. The mistakes, wrong decisions that are made in the world, universe. Tired of these thoughts that come in your mind, your DNA, taking a step outside of yourself and want to live the way you think is right without others' approval but respect. I even talk to the aliens and whatever here, it's a level of respect that we all need to do. We all need to have each other. I even tell whatever, oh God, there I go, beings, I want respect from y'all. Y'all free to live and me and mine, the whole world, universe. But of course, there is the other side that is programmed to show you the lower nature of yourself so you can make the right decisions for your destiny. Always have to accomplish so you can't make the right decisions for your destiny, your path. Why you signed up to keep coming back on Earth or wherever, planets, whatever it may be, because, let me see, you play the role of all them. I think, well, I believe in reincarnation. I believe you come back, you play the role of an alien, or this, or that, whatever it may be. Each time you came back as something else. Last thing I seen, I was told that I was a rich lady and I didn't care about anybody. So this time around, I have to love and care about people. So I've been doing that since I can remember. I just think the universe world would be much happier if we learned and told the truth how things are run. I know, I now, wait a minute, I know, tell me we live. Oh yeah, they tell me we live in a 3D world, which is materialistic. But I think it's more than stuff, owning stuff, having, being controlled, possessive. I think it's about enjoying one another, earth, building love first, not so, excuse me, much buildings, neighborhoods that is meaningless just for someone else can get rich. And what is rich anyway? Wealth is abundance and everything, love, peace, joy, happiness. That's what we should be wanting. Good health, you know, the beauty and enjoying things. That's why most people don't understand our thinking because we look at all relationships, then react or don't react. Then we figure out and act accordingly. That's why they call us judgmental. We're not judging. If I don't want to do that or go that way, I have the right not to go that way for myself. And people I love, I try my best to tell them that as much as I can, now they decide to go that way, that's not on me, but I did try. Yes, we do have to work on judging, but me, it's not to think I'm better. It's your actions will force me or someone else to react in maybe a not so good way. Then we start the cycle all over again, the way the world is now, lost, hurt, controlled. That's all you see. Just thinking before you react. That's a huge, that's the high, wait a minute, when I put, that's, yeah, that's the highest. But loving yourself is first in a balanced way. Not thinking you're better than anybody else, but having boundaries of who you are and who you finding out about yourself. If that's if that's the person don't love you, if that person don't love you, leave you, disrespect you, you won't hurt yourself and others. So why would you want to hurt yourself or kill a person because that person left you or whatever? Even killing the kids, most of them are doing. Some of them kill family members, not thinking about who they leaving behind or the hurt or where you're going after that. That's because you don't love yourself. Leaving about, learning about you, whether you did your birth chart or not, whether you go to www.astro.com, pull up your birth chart, you go up to horoscope, pull the menu down, go to natal charts, and fill out information, and it'll show you a chart. Studying yourself. Whether you do that or not, you still got common sense in your mind to do that. So you can still do that through that. Astrology or not, just sitting back and calling yourself out on your bullshit, so you can have a decent life, enjoying you. Then you can enjoy others. Okay, so that's my opinion on Uranus and Libra. Why people think we're judgmental? It's just that we care. We done seen a lot of situations, and we decided a different way we're trying to make ourselves go, getting out of this control state. Well, I'll end now. Love y'all. Okay, love y'all. Love, like, subscribe, comment, share. Um, okay, that's what I feel about Uranus and Libra. It's not that we think we better. It's just that all them situations and many more that we were brought through testing to make you go a certain way to please other people's agendas. And I ain't trying to go there no more. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Thank y'all so much for listening. I appreciate it. All right. Bye.